What's up, everyone? Lord Ryushin here, bringing you yet another YouTube video. This video, this is what I'm talking about, I think, ultimately, about why I don't like remasters and remakes and all this stuff, and it needs to stop. More importantly, Sony, please stop. Okay? You have a great piece of hardware with the PlayStation 4, and this goes to Microsoft as well, and all I'm seeing is remakes. More specifically, what I'm talking about in this video, in case you can't tell from the title, is that Sony is coming out with a remastered version of God of War 3. Why? I mean, this is what upset me previously, because when the PS3 came out, you gave us God of War 1 and 2 remastered, even though it really wasn't remastered. You didn't really do anything to the gameplay. And then you gave us God of War 3, which looked good. And then you gave us God of War Ascension. So you actually gave us new God of War games, but then you brought the trilogy out, and then you gave us Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus remastered on the PS3 as well. So you got like 5 or 6 God of War games, and most of them are actually just remasters. Like the trilogy, for example, is just all 3 games in one. So why are we getting a remastered version of God of War 3? It doesn't feel like it's necessary. It feels like you're doing the same thing like what you did with God of War 1 and 2. You're just sort of upping the cinematics. The cinematics of it. You're not really taking the gameplay and doing much with it. And to me, God of War 3 already ran and looked relatively good on the PS3 anyway, and it just came out a few years ago, so it doesn't seem necessary. And I guess when it comes to a remastered, there are certain things that I can see. Like again, with the God of War, with The Last of Us. When The Last of Us came out, it was remastered. Yeah, sure, there might have been a lot of people that played the PS3, and you really wanted to get this game to people. But if that was the case, and you wanted to introduce people to God of War, why not just re-release the trilogy? Give us the God of War trilogy remastered. All 3 games done 1080p, 60 frames per second. That way, everybody can play the whole series, so when God of War 4 comes out, they're caught up. It's kind of like how you have the Master Chief Collection. You have all the Halo games in one disc, so that way, when Halo 5 comes out, if you have an Xbox One, you have all the Halo games on one system. It makes the most sense. God of War 3 is enigmatic in this because of the fact is you don't have God of War 1, you don't have God of War 2. You just have God of War 3 that's being remastered, and that doesn't really seem, I guess, necessary at this point. But more so to the argument, I'm tired of seeing remasters. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of it. I mean, I understood for the Metroid Prime trilogy. I actually love the Metroid Prime trilogy. I own a copy of it. It's one of my favorite Wii games because it took what I did not like about Metroid Prime 1 and 2, and those awful controls that were on the GameCube, and it made it fluid. It made it flow so much better, and it gave you the whole game. It gave you all 3 games on one disc. So when I got done replaying Metroid Prime 1 using the fantastic, motion controls, I could go on and play 2, and 2 I hated, but it was actually bearable playing it with the Wii remote. And then there was 3, which of course, absolutely loved. But that made sense to me, coming off the trilogy. Because when you showed off how Metroid Prime 2 would work with the Wii remote, when you were showing off the Wii, it kind of made sense. It's not like you're coming out with a brand new controller here, Sony, and this is some enigmatic controller that people can't figure out. So it's like, no, look, here's how God of War 3 would play on it. You have, 2 analog sticks, cross, circle, square, triangle, 2 shoulder buttons, 2 trigger buttons. Everything that the PS3 controller had only now you have a touchpad. Not really that much of a difference. So it's going to play the same, it's going to look the same. There's no point to it. And of course, make sure that you leave your thoughts in the comments below. But personally, I'm getting kind of tired of remasters. I'm getting tired of it. I mean, again, here you have great hardware capabilities with the PS4. And all you're doing is you're just giving us better versions of games that we've already played. It's like with the Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. I could spend half, probably less than half, to get DMC Devil May Cry on the PS3 and play it. Same trophies, same gameplay, same story, just doesn't look as good, which who cares about how good it looks, and get the exact same thing. And I thought that DMC Devil May Cry ran and looked pretty good on the PS3, and I already own Devil May Cry 4, so if I want to play Devil May Cry 4, I'll just pop it on my PS3. I have no need to buy this Definitive Edition. And I guess I understand that, but again, at least give us everything. Give us Devil May Cry 1 through 4. Give us all 5 games in one. Something. So Sony, please, I know you don't watch my videos. I know that no one really important watches my videos. I can tell by looking at my feed that I really don't have that many subscribers, and I don't have that many views, and I really don't care. But all I'm saying is that please stop remasters. You're welcome to like this video if you agree with me. Comment below your thoughts on it. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I just think that remasters are a plague upon the house of Sony and Microsoft. Please stop. Please stop coming out with gritty reboots of games. Please stop coming out with remasters of games that just came out last year. I mean, can you imagine if Ubisoft then just announced, hey, here's Watch Dogs, a definitive version, now 60 frames per second, 1080p. Who cares? You've already released it, and it's already out on the PS4. So coming out with it again on the PS4 with better graphics and better resolution is pointless. But that's how I feel like it's going to stop being. If we continue this, we're just going to keep re-releasing the same game every year with better resolution. You know? And that's not what I want. I want a new game. I want a new experience. I don't want to re-experience the experience that I've already experienced. I want to experience a new experience. But that's just my thoughts, of course. Make sure that you share yours, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully, together we can come to a stop of these remasters. Because as good as the PS4 is, I feel like it's being plagued with definitive editions and master collections. And why not just give us a new God of War game? You know? Rather than just focus on re-releasing a game that's already been released. Give us a new experience and show off the hardware capabilities. Rather than being like, hey, this is how the game should have been. Well, if that's how the game should have been, then that's how you should have released it. Because obviously that's how the game should have been then. Otherwise, leave it alone. I mean, we don't see Nintendo going back and re-releasing the original Zelda again, but this time saying, this is how the original Zelda was meant to be. This is how Link to the Past was meant to be. No. They just give us a new game that plays similar to it, and that's okay. You want to give me a God of War 4 and say this is what we meant to do with God of War 3, but it's actually a new game in the series, and that's fine. But don't give me a revised version of a game that I've already played, already beaten, and already got every single trophy for, because I'm not going to experience it again. And I guess it makes sense for those people that, again, probably never owned a PS3 to experience God of War for the first time. But again, to me, it just makes more sense to release it as a trilogy set then, like the way Master Chief was. You know, you own an Xbox One, you've never played a 360 or an Xbox before, here's every single Halo game redone on one disc. You never owned a PlayStation system before? Here's every single God of War game on one disc. Enjoy. That's how I feel. Make sure you share your thoughts. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.